Good evening, dear friends. Let's get more comfortable before our YouTube viewers. Bon appetit to everyone who is eating. The topic is practically interesting to everyone. This is a hook. What is it? What is it made of? Also known as a double chin. It's unfortunate, especially if you're a man, to have such a formation here, which is called what's inside. The main component is, of course, fat right here. This is fat, it's deposited right here. But why does it grow? Why does it form right here? How to get rid of it? The main reason is the development of weakness in the muscles that attach to this area. Several factors act simultaneously. This is the weakness of the upper trapezius. The weakness is so strong that the shoulder begins to shift forward like this. The arm hangs on this muscle, and in the places of attachment of this muscle, in the tendons, a constant inflammatory process begins to occur. And this swelling gradually begins to accumulate there. Why does this inflammation occur? Because despite the fact that the trapezius is practically not working, the shoulders have moved forward, the arms have hung here, like this. We still have to move our hands in our life, even if only to take a spoon, a fork, a bowl, and other everyday things. Let's say to send a text message somewhere, and therefore the muscle, even though it's not working, still has to receive some kind of load. But it can't do this, so with its last strength shrinking even more, it starts to inflame. At the same time, the development of weakness in the long neck flexors occurs. Because in the background of the fact that the hand hangs here like this, the neck muscles can't fully work, and part of the group of long neck flexors, where the temporal muscle and the long muscle are included, we don't need this. We need to know that it exists, long neck flexors. This is a group of sufficiently powerful large neck muscles on which your head is held. That is, from these muscles depends whether your head will be in this position or in that one. But the combination is important. If the hand is here, if the elbow is looking to the side, if during a walk your hands move like this, it throws you off balance, as if you were a sailor on a deck. Then the neck muscles simply can't physically work, and all the strain shifts only to its upper part. The lower part gradually begins to atrophy. That's why this part of the spine, starting from the first and ending somewhere around the sixth or seventh cervical vertebrae, practically remains immobile. What's more, in turn, it causes weakness of the middle lower trapezius and rhomboid muscles, which causes even more displacement. So here your shoulder goes forward, and your arm twists even more like this. Of course, it won't turn forward at the elbow, but it becomes more comfortable for you when your hands are in this position. Here the muscle that lifts the blade, which holds the shoulder up, saves time. And it seems to the person that his shoulders have started to lift up. He tries to relax them, to stretch these muscles. But it also starts to hurt from overloading, because all the load from the trapezius muscle, from the upper trapezius, shifts to the muscle that lifts the blade. And if a person at this moment starts to stretch it too, then the shoulder starts to shift down from this front position, just like that. And this is the ultimate final point of the whole process. That is, the shoulder has shifted forward, the head has shifted forward, and at the same time, the shoulder has also dropped down here. So we've come to this. Now we have this position. Here, this hump is slowly growing, this hump is growing, right here. Why is it called a double hump? The most interesting thing, anyone who knows, write in the comments why it is called that. You don't always have to be a widow to have it. Men even have it sometimes. They don't call it a widow's hump. They don't call it, I've never heard it referred to as a widower's hump. So, friends, what should we do? There are two options here. one set of exercises that is also often recommended, and a second set of exercises that is rarely recommended. And for some reason, there is this. In short, there are two sets of exercises. With one of them, you can increase this right here. This is the formation. I'll show it because there seems to be a need for it. They are quite widespread. These exercises, and the second exercise, I'll show how to reduce it to almost complete disappearance so that it's not here at all. Let's start with exercises that can help you enlarge this hump to unprecedented sizes. You can make an X2 or you can make a double hump right here. These will be limitless possibilities. What to do to enlarge it? First, start stretching the long neck flexors. For example, you do this exercise. Take yourself by the back of the head, pull down. Thus, the already stretched neck flexors will become even longer. The head will be more comfortable to tilt even lower like this. That's the first thing. The second is to start stretching the rhomboid trapezius. This exercise would be very suitable for this. That is, everything that stretches your muscles here between the shoulder blades is already stretched. The second group of exercises, and the third, to stretch the upper trapezius even more, on which everything barely holds, and the muscles that lift the scapula. You take it, stretch it like this so that your shoulder starts to drop even lower. That is, these three exercises will allow you to increase your hump. Every day it will become more and more authoritative. It will be enough to catch the eye even from under the clothes. It may stick out a little. What are the benefits of this hump? I don't know exactly. You can write in the comments. Maybe it's more convenient to put something here, for example, it will be. Suppose you can put some kind of lamp like this. Here it is, it will light up over your head. Such lighting. But I think this is not what most of our subscribers aspire to. Many would like, on the contrary, to remove it. Remove this lamp, remove the hump itself, and straighten up. How to do this? Here we need to restore several groups of muscles. The first is the long neck extensor. The second is the rhomboid trapezius. The third is to remove the shortening of the ladder muscles, remove the shortening of the pectoral muscles, and preferably all this in one exercise, as you like, without getting up from the couch, and so that you cannot remove the spoon from your hand. For this, it's even better to lie down so that it can be done, especially for you. Science medicine has developed such an exercise where, without getting out of bed, you can simply remove it every day. So, friends, to get rid of the double chin, you take a roller, put it like this in front of you. You lie down on your stomach. So, put the microphone here in front of you so it can be heard what you are saying. So, put your head on the roller, put your hands on the roller, put the roller practically over your head. Right here. Put the microphone here so it can be heard. And start lifting your elbows up, leaning on the roller with your forearms. Lifted, held for a second, lowered, lifted, lowered. In this way, you start to put strain on the upper part of the trapezius muscle, which is very weak. If you have started to develop this hump, in general, the better the trapezius develops, the worse the hump develops, and vice versa. There is such a regularity. This is the first position. The second, that is, here you did 2 approaches 10 times. Now you remove the roller about 10 centimeters forward from your head and repeat the same 10 movements, 2 approaches by 10. Further the third. Now you make a forward movement like this maximally so that your arm straightens out and back to yourself. Here, don't drop your elbows. Forward and back again. In this case, your nape should be lying down. You touch the floor with your nape. Do not lift your head, because if you lift your head, the load will shift to other muscle groups, not the ones we need now. And you do the same 2-3 approaches 10 times already in this position. But friends, I have bad news for you. One exercise is not enough. The next one is also done lying down. Two options. One is easier, the other is more difficult. Here you already take a pillow, lie on your back. The first option is easier for beginners. You just start pressing your chin into the pillow, pushing it, while strongly not clenching your lower jaw like this. It should be in such a natural position, approximately at a 90-degree angle to the neck. Well, approximately. It will never be 90. Pressed, relaxed, pressed. Held for a second, another, third, and relaxed. Did the same 2-3 approaches 10 times. This puts strain on the long flexors of the neck. This is an exercise for beginners. For those who have tried something similar before, you can put more strain. For this, you support yourself with your hands on the floor. With your forearms, you support yourself with the back of your head, hands, and buttocks. And your task is to lift your heels, tear your heels off the floor. So you lift them, hold them like this for a second and let them down. Lift it again, lifted the blade and let it down. We mainly rely on our hands, but the support also goes to the back of the head and buttocks. Once again, we lifted the chest cell, held it for a second and let it down. We lift again, hold, and let go. The same 2-3 approaches from 5 to 10 repetitions. So your task here is to make the heels lift off. Here you can already raise the cushion higher so that it's easier for you. And of course, the third exercise for the muscle that lifts the heel. Here again, you take the first roller, put it against the wall, press it with your palms like this, and now lift your heels up. Your arms are straight at the elbows. And you make such a movement. The roller slides slightly on the wall. Your task is to make sure it doesn't fall. But at the same time, the ladder should be turned forward, looking forward. But if it's uncomfortable to do, if the roller is too short, then you can do this exercise without it. Just your hands will slide along the wall. You raise the paddles, lowered. Raised, lowered. Do the same 2-3 approaches, 10 repetitions. We raise, we lower, we raise, we lower. If it's hard to do, you can widen your hands. That is, you can make this distance bigger. Start with this movement if your hands don't turn out. Well, friends, these 3 exercises will ruthlessly destroy your hump. Here, right here, like this one. That's all for now. See you next time.